Installation and use of a fully automatic dryness instrument. Connect the air source. The water oil separator air pressure gauge is installed between the air source and the instrument air source device. Ensure that the compressed air is dry and clean. Connect the main processor and the detection extension. Connect the printer. Connect the waste yarn pipe. Place the yarn rack behind the inspection extension. Install the tensioner. Mounting yarn frame unit. Insert the test yarns into the yarn racks one by one. Run a hook needle through the tensioner. Let the tested sets of yarns through the tensioner. Yarn placement sequence. Lead the yarn to the porcelain port behind the mobile yarn frame, corresponding to each port in order. Pull the yarn to the front port of the moving yarn rack, corresponding in order. The front porcelain mouth has corresponding sequence marks. Clip the yarn to the gripper. The holder is pulled out to place the yarn. Release the gripper, automatic clamping. Cut off the remainder. Yarn sample installation completed. The computer is turned on and directly enters the test interface. Action check button. Do not click at will to avoid stuck machines. The operator name is printed on the report header. Material name refers to the name of the currently tested material. C50 or T50 means 50% cotton, 50% polyester. The test number is used to identify the current test batch. The test number should identify the current yarn variety for easy inquiry. C for OS represents pure cotton yarn, 40 PCS. Fiber fineness refers to the fineness of the tested yarn-like fibers. This data is for use in expert analysis systems. Fiber length refers to the length of the currently tested yarn-like fibers. Strip fineness refers to the fineness of the current test strip, in text. Generally, the corresponding yarn fineness of C for OS yarn is 14.6. Input the yarn fineness. The test groove automatically moves and adjusts. Generally, keep 5 setting parameters. Test speed is the speed at which the yarn passes through the inspection extension. (200 to 800 speed test thin yarn. 50 to 100 speed test thick yarn. For 225 speed test tampons. Number of tests is used to set the number of tests per batch. Number of times and tubes per tube. Test time is used to set the time required for each test. We set up 10 seconds for this test. The typical test time is 1 minute. Range settings is used to set the vertical scale of the uneven curve. fine yarn selection 100%, thick yarn selection 50%, sliver 25% or less. Test groove number: test groove through which the yarn passed. Select Auto to enter yarn information to automatically select the slot number. Scale settings determines the horizontal scaling of uneven curves. Characterize the length of yarn represented by each scale on the screen. Choose 2 meters grid or 0.6 meters grid for testing fine yarns. Choose 0.4 meters grid or 0.2 meters grid for testing thicker yarns. Test tampon choice of 0.2 meters compartment or 0.1 ME compartment. Display selection is used to select the indicators to be viewed. Square root indicates that it is checked and the indicator will be displayed during the test. This instrument can also be used to measure the abundance of hairiness. Automatic printing of reports saving of unevenness curves. Marking yarn defects hairiness test. To group test parameter settings when testing 2 varieties at a time. Now test the yarns in 2 groups. Save parameter is used to save the currently set parameters. Read parameters is used to read saved parameters. Initial settings is used to set items that do not change frequently. Click on the Test button with the left mouse button. Automatic fine yarn testing according to the test grooves. The upper part of the test interface shows the test data. Refresh every second. Lower part is the uneven curve. The instrument stops running automatically at the end of the test. The interface displays the test result data. Click on the Display Settings button with the left mouse button. Select the indicator items to be displayed. Click on the Historical Data button with the left mouse button. Click on the Print Report button with the left mouse button. Immediate printing of the current test data report. The items printed are determined by the items selected in the display settings. Measuring thick yarns and slivers. The yarn passes through the roving guidepost and the guide wheel. Introduction of measuring slots. Place the yarn between the two rollers. Completion of the drawing in. Select Test Speed 4 to 100 meters per minute. Test number and test time selection. Range selection of 25% or less. Scale selection 0.2 meters per div. Set up the appropriate test metrics as needed. Thick yarns are placed in the second slot. Slivers in the first slot. First, take out the specimen from the test tag. Press the zeroing key. Zeroing operations will be carried out automatically. The indicator light goes out after zeroing is completed. Put the specimen into the testing area. Press the roller key to clamp the sliver. The yarn guide wheel should not be wounded too many times. It is easy to pull off. Press the keyboard spacebar to confirm and continue. Slow pulling movement of the specimen by the leather roller.